Kansas City is the most dangerous city in Missouri. Kansas City, aka Killer City, is one of the most dangerous cities in America. KC routinely ranks in the top 10 when it comes to homicides. Kansas City is on pace to have its deadliest year in its history. 537 people were shot in 2022 in Kansas City. Killer City is on pace to surpass St. Louis in homicides in 2023. St. Louis and Chicago's homicide rates are declining while Kansas City's homicide rate is rapidly rising. On average, 15 to 20 individuals are shot each week in Kansas City, with 3 or 4 of them ending up as homicide victims. Arguments were the leading cause of homicides in 2022. 65 victims were killed during arguments. 21 victims were killed during domestic violence incidents. And retaliation, aka get back, accounted for 17 bodies, according to 12. Okay. So last year in 2022, 537 people got blicked, okay? 537 people got shot, but they didn't die, okay? So that's a lot of people just to get shot, you know? So we can expect this year another 500 plus people got blicked, and according to this trend right here, next year it could be a possible 600 people get blicked, because the trend here is the violence is going up, you know? It's on the incline. And so the violence is just going to keep going up at this point. And I don't know why it's going up, but it's just going up. It's just like people here in Kansas City, the cool thing to do is just blick people, okay? You have a problem, you have an argument, you blick the other person, and then you go about your day. And I do a lot of stories here, and a lot of these people that be blicking people here, they don't get that much time. They get 10 years, 12 years, 18 years. They're not like you would think, like in the movies, you blick somebody and you ain't never getting back out again. A lot of these people don't get any time. They get small amounts of time, and the majority of them, they get off, okay? A lot of them, they get off. They get back out, and they be in their 30s and 40s, and they get to start a new life again. So it's pretty much, it's almost like a badge of honor to have a body in Kansas City. And like I say, they're not giving out that much time behind it. So people are taking that bodies, walking it down and getting out and catching another body, you know? Walk down 2 bodies and get back out, and they're getting congratulated here. You know, like I say, it's like a badge of honor here, and it's very different. So now, according to this trend, you don't want to be in an argument in Kansas City. So if somebody's arguing, or you hear somebody's arguing, more than likely it's about to be some blicking going on, okay? And I don't care where the argument is, if it's in the other room, if it's in your house, if it's across the street, you know, it don't matter where the argument is. If 2 people is arguing, somebody's about to start blicking, okay? If 2 people are fighting, somebody is gonna start blicking. That's just the way it is. People don't want to fight no more. People don't like physical confrontations, so they want to blick, okay? They're tired of fighting, so more than likely, if somebody's arguing, or they're always arguing with that person, somebody gonna get blicked sooner or later, okay? So that's just the trend here. And like I said, Kansas City is very violent. When you're in Kansas City, it's a must. I would recommend having some type of protection, a blick, you know, something to protect yourself with, because it's very dangerous out here. You don't want to be walking around Kansas City without your blick, okay? Now, if you're coming in Kansas City and you're doing business and you're staying out of the rough areas and you don't have any ops or stuff like that, then it might not be as dangerous for you than other people. But even if you're on business and you're coming to Kansas City, I recommend you stay in the downtown area or the plaza area, even though sometimes the violence spills over into those areas, so you can get blicked in those areas as well. If you looked up the news reports or follow this channel, you'll see that people get blicked on the plaza and downtown all the time, okay? But those are the safest areas, and like I say, when you get blicked in those areas, more than likely it's some type of a gang activity. It's not random, somebody got an ongoing beef and they seen the ops at the plaza or downtown and they just started blicking, Even by that KC wheel, they're already blicking in that area, so it's a nice attraction, but people are blicking around that wheel, so it's best to be careful. So if you're an important person in Kansas City, especially a businessman, and you're here on business, I suggest either having some type of security, you're going to have some type of a blick or, protection to protect yourself, some mace, a blick, and a vest, okay? Because a lot of innocent people get hit here. So I would recommend a blick, a vest, and some type of spray, pocket knife, just some stuff you're going to use for protection when you're in Kansas City. And like I say, a businessman, I would, as a businessman, wear some type of vest or something in here, because this homicide rate is just, it's trying to it's hitting records, so it's alarming, okay? And it's just, it's uncalled for. As the homicide rate is rising, the poverty is also rising here. So if you're making money here, you want to be careful, because like I say, it's going down. They call it Killer City, they call it Killer City, and they're not calling it that for nothing, okay? Now we're passing St. Louis, okay? They're starting to say St. Louis is declining. St. Louis and Chicago is declining, and as of right now, 2023, I'm just gonna be honest, Kansas City is more dangerous than St. Louis, and per capita, it's more people getting blicked here than in St. Louis at this point. Now, St. Louis has won that crown, but it looks like in 2023, Kansas City is gonna be taking that crown from St. Louis. So, anybody want to be saying, putting you're in the most violent place in America, you're going to want to start doing your vlogs in Kansas City and stop doing them in St. Louis, because Kansas City is it has surpassed St. Louis on this homicide rate per capita in 2023. It's hitting a record, and St. Louis is in decline and then Chicago's in decline. So it looks like all the other big cities homicide rates are in decline, and Kansas City is just climbing. It's just going up and up and up, and I don't understand why, but I know when I leave the house, it's people outside. They got, people walking around outside with their blicks in their hand. Nobody's hiding their blicks. It's just like the wild, wild west here. You come outside, you see somebody getting in their car, they got their blick in their hand, big stick hanging out, and it's normal. You hear fully automatic gunfire, it's normal. Nobody's calling 12 when they hear that, because it's normal. You always hear, if you're living in Kansas City in the urban areas, the urban core, gunfire is normal. So you can live in the areas like the urban core, not the downtown or the plaza area, but anywhere outside of those areas, you're gonna hear gunfire, rapid gunfire, unless you're like over in the Waldo area, towards behind over in that plaza area. But anything else, a majority of Kansas City, you're gonna hear gunfire and rapid gunfire. Now, I'm not talking about Raytown or way out. A lot of these other places, people will say they're Kansas City, but they're not actually Kansas City. It could be a Grandview, Raytown, Blue Springs. A lot of other places claim to be Kansas City, but they're not actually Kansas City. So don't confuse places like that. We're saying, well, Kansas City isn't that bad, but you're in Blue Springs, you're not in Kansas City. A lot of businesses say, well, we're in Kansas City, but their business is not actually nowhere near Kansas City. You got to drive probably about 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes to get to their business, but they're advertising their business as being in Kansas City. And a lot of people say, I'm in Kansas City, and they're not in Kansas City. They're on a lot of these people, and the majority of them that claim to be in Kansas City, they're not in Kansas City, okay? Okay, so, well, like I say, the Kansas City, it's very violent, and like I said, well, you're in Kansas City, you want to be careful, but when you're on the outskirts of Kansas City, I wouldn't worry about anything like having no blick. You out in Blue Springs or Grandview or Raytown or wherever, you don't gotta have no blick in that area. It's just when you come down into the inner city part of Kansas City is when you want to be careful, okay? That's where it's going down there. You want to be careful. Now, it does happen. The people from the inner city of Kansas City do go out to those outskirts and cause violence out there too, and it's like gangs in those whole areas too. Like, you know, person may have moved out there, but they still ganging out in those areas. So it's just getting bad overall. Even the little outskirt areas is just getting bad. So I recommend you may want to get to a suburb out in Kansas somewhere, because it's just getting worse and worse in Kansas City. Okay, now 17 people died for retaliation. I mean, the gangs and different people are getting their get back. So 20 people died from get back, okay? So that just lets you know somebody, they out here, they keeping score, and people, they getting their get backs, and you can get hit by a stray during these different retaliation shootings. That's how dangerous it is. Like, people are getting shot, paralyzed in their house, laying down. People that just come home, don't do nothing, go to work, come home, eat their dinner, don't be out in the streets, don't be involved in no crime, and you get hit by a bullet. People come by firing off bullets, and they're not handgun bullets, they're like AR bullets, or the big bullets that just cut through your house, and they hitting people, okay? People that are not involved in criminal activity are being struck by gunfire, okay? So that's just normal in Kansas City. So that's just a normal occurrence here. Now, like, even me, when I go out in the city, I gotta be careful, because it's a lot of people outside and they want to be violent, you know? So I gotta be careful here. Even in myself, I'm still in Kansas City, but not like I used to be. So I may come in Kansas City for a few days to film, and then I got to get back out of here, because it's a lot of blicking going on, because I don't know why the blicking's going on, but people just blicking, and like me, people see me, oh, there's him, I know, I'm a blicking, and it's just uncalled for. I don't understand it. Why people just, it's like anybody that, it seems like if you're getting any type of money, or you have ambitions and goals, or you get any type of notoriety or clout, you're gonna get blicked. It's like on Pac-Man when you eating those little fruits and stuff. When you get money and little success and clout, and that's like eating those fruits. It's like people just like really on you. Then it's like, I don't understand. Like, but like I say, even me myself, I had to limit my time in Kansas City. Okay, so my time in Kansas City is limited due to all this violence that's going on. Even people like Little Dirk, he's not in Chicago like he used to be, and anybody that values their life is not going to be in Kansas City as they're being elevated and they're coming into money and success. You got to get out of Kansas City, but you can come back in, but I wouldn't stay here over a long period of time, because it's very small here, and it's small here, and people want to talk back and forth, and people want to tell, well, he lives here, and people get to where you live at, and then they hang out where you live at, get to posting outside of your house, and the people that's posting outside of your house, they're violent people, okay? That's why some of the people that got fame here, maybe some of the football players, the Chiefs players, they got people outside of their house, you know? Any type of person with notoriety or any type of fame here, they got people outside of their house, okay? People know where you stay, and they put it on the internet. Hey, I seen you outside of your house today, and like I say, it's just a dangerous place. And like I say, when you come here, be careful. I'm gonna do some more videos, on the do's and don'ts, updated of 2024. But you got to be careful here. Show respect here. Don't get into an argument with anybody, because people that argue get blicked. Just if somebody let them do whatever they gonna do and go about your way. If you can't afford to move in Kansas City, don't be out late. Don't be around none of the people that's ganging. And don't be around any of that, and just mind your business and avoid these problems. And if it's New Year's or something like that, go in the basement, because people getting accidentally shot on New Year's, and people going to be accidentally shot this New Year's, because now New Year's they used to let off single shots. Now everybody letting off glitches. Everybody glitching on New Year's up in the air, and it's so much bullets coming down on New Year's from these switches and glitches that you don't want to be in Kansas City for New Year's. If you do, I recommend you being in the basement. That's how bad it is. And it better be a concrete basement. No windows in your basement, and be in the basement on New Year's, because these stray bullets will come through your window or come down out the sky when you're walking to the club or walking to your car or just chilling in the house, and they will strike you. So that's another warning to people or visitors or tourists. Don't be in Kansas City on New Year's. Don't celebrate your New Year's in Kansas City. If you're going to celebrate your New Year's, go out to Blue Springs or, Mission, Kansas, Leawood, Kansas, out in the parts that's the suburbs of around Kansas City. Don't be in the Kansas City area, okay? Because they're going to be shooting. People going to be down in the downtown area. I wouldn't be anywhere, even out in the party. And we're not even going to get to the Westport area. That's just, you don't want to hang out in the Westport area, okay? I wouldn't go there, because violence will happen to you in the Westport area. So if you're not the type of person that's looking to be accidentally shot, do not go in Westport, okay? Especially on New Year's. So I just want to talk about this violent rate in Kansas City. I just want to talk about all this violence in Kansas City and how it's just out of control. And like I say, with the younger people, it's all a game with them, and you get blicked, they're laughing about it. They making jokes about it. The ops get blicked, they laughing at the ops. You know what I'm saying? People false claiming bodies, they didn't claim it, they still laughing at the body, dissing the body, acting like it's theirs and it's not theirs. But like I say, it's Kansas City is just becoming Chicago times 100 or something. It's getting out of control here. It's like I say, with the younger people, with the ganging and all that, everybody want to gang, and even the older people want to gang. You got people 20, 30, 40 something with numbers in their name. When you're old and you're grown and you're, like I say, you're in your 30s and 40s and even in your late 20s, and you got a street number as part of your name on social media, and you're ganging, and you're talking about your OG from 25th or wherever, your name is 25th Street Greg or Greg 25th. You got a lot of older people out here like that, and they just don't want to let the ganging go here. And I'm just telling you, if you got those numbers in your name and you pass your 21, and you need to stop that, y'all, because all this ganging, and then you passing ganging. Now y'all got these kids out here ganging, and it's a lot of gang banging going on here, y'all. Like I said, it's a lot of gang banging going on. There's a lot of broke people mad they ain't getting money, and they just start blicking going on. You got a lot of jealous dudes that ain't gonna never get no other girl, that lost their girl, and they blicking going on. And like I say, it's a lot of ganging going on, and they blicking, and you got a lot of angry poor people, and they blicking, just frustrated, mad at the world. They can't afford to live where they want to live. They can't afford to drive how they want to drive, but they can afford a blick and some bullets, okay? So don't get into it with that type of person, because they don't care, they ready to crash out, okay? They don't like their lives. They ready to crash out. They're jealous of everybody. They see you. You're having a good time. You're enjoying life. You bumping it in. An argument starts. And then they pull out their blick. Okay? And it could be over anything. A piece of chicken, some hot chips, a spot in a fast food lane, you know, a road rage incident. You step on a shoe, you know, any type of little thing. But like I say, the people here are struggling. You don't want to get on their bad side. You just want to let them struggle in their little struggle areas. And if you got money and you got success, stay away from the little struggle areas and the people that struggle in those areas. You know, just avoid those areas. And like I say, if you got money and, you know, clout, stay in a plaza, stay in downtown when you're in Kansas City. Don't go outside those areas, all right? Okay, y'all. As far as about this murder rate here, that's about it. That's about it. That's all I got to say about this rate right here. It's messed up that it's happened, and really, it shouldn't be 100 blicking going on. It shouldn't be 50 people got blicked. It shouldn't be 25 people got blicked, but Kansas City wants to get off into the 200s when it comes to blicking, and that just doesn't make any sense. We got to get back to dancing and all that kind of stuff and having fun and, you know, skating and playing games and all that stuff. The game don't need to be blicking the op every day. We wearing that game out, y'all. We wearing that game out. All right, y'all. I'm out of here.
I'm gon' spin it till they lay my ass asleep. Seen a couple fake, I ain't gon' fake that little shit hurt my fucking chest. You can't steer me too long, I'm gon' be aiming for your neck. I can't wait to chase you down so you can die by my respect. I see some shit that make you fool, you just a rookie, I'm on vet. Saw through the D with fully Glocks, tryna pick a nigga off. You can't run from 556, so how the fuck you not gon' have it with me? I'm gon' blast if you reach. I can get them boys 1,000, they gon' creep right where you see. Rollin' tay, I'm gon' spin it till they lay my ass asleep. Seen a couple fake, I ain't gon' fake that little shit hurt my fucking chest. You can't steer me too long, I'm gon' be aiming for your neck. I can't wait to chase you down so you can die by my respect. I see some shit that make you fool, you just a rookie, I'm on vet. Start through the D with fully Glocks, tryna pick a nigga off. You can't run from 556, so how the